Your independence isn't just fading, it is being stolen. Every day you ignore this silent muscle bankruptcy, you are effectively signing your own nursing home papers. One wrong step in the kitchen could shatter your hollow legs like glass. Stop the decay now, before you are trapped in a wheelchair forever. Imagine your legs as the twin pillars of a grand, ancient temple. For decades, they have held you upright, carried you across finish lines, and allowed you to stand tall in a world that never stops moving. But right now, as you sit or stand, a silent, invisible thief is inside those pillars. It isn't causing pain yet. It isn't sounding an alarm. It is simply methodically hollowing you out from the inside. Scientists call this betrayal sarcopenia, but you should call it what it really is, a slow-motion death sentence for your independence. If you are over 60 and haven't addressed this theft, you are walking on pillars of glass. One day, you won't even need to trip. You might simply turn to reach for a glass of water or step off a curb, and the pillars will shatter. This is the brutal reality of the muscle bankruptcy that robs millions of seniors of freedom every year. Welcome to EldraFit Nutrition. We refuse to let that thief win. Before we dive into the secret weapon that can stop this tragedy in its tracks, I need a small favor. If you believe your best years should be defined by strength rather than frailty, please subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the motivation to continue uncovering these life-changing nutritional breakthroughs. To fight back, you must first understand the scale of the theft. After 30, your body begins to leak muscle mass at 3 to 8% per decade. Once you cross 60, that leak becomes a flood. Picture your muscles as a high-interest savings account. In your youth, every step and every movement was a deposit. You felt wealthy in your strength. After 60, the biological taxes skyrocket. Withdrawals happen faster than deposits. By 70, you may have lost up to 40% of your muscular bank account. This isn't just about biceps. Muscles regulate blood sugar, support bones, and keep metabolism humming. When muscle vanishes, blood sugar spikes, bones become brittle, and metabolism stalls. I know this personally. My mother, 72, didn't fall because the floor was slippery. She fell because her legs surrendered. In a fraction of a second, her independence was traded for a broken hip, months of painful recovery, and a rapid decline in muscle. It's a vicious spiral ending in a wheelchair or nursing home. But here's the truth. Decline is not inevitable. You can stop the theft and start making deposits back into that account. In the next few minutes, I will reveal a science-backed addition to your daily routine so potent it can reverse a decade of muscle loss in just 12 weeks. Most people already have it in their kitchen, but almost everyone uses it incorrectly. Before we reveal this weapon against weakness, take a moment to reflect. Answer honestly in the comments. If you had to choose the most terrifying aspect of aging, which is it? A. The fear of a sudden fall that leads to permanent loss of independence and becoming a burden. B. The slow, daily realization that you can no longer perform the simple hobbies or activities that once brought you joy. Comment A or B below. Your answer helps us understand your journey and ensures we keep fighting for the strength you deserve. Once you've commented, stay tuned. What I'm about to show you will change the way you look at your kitchen forever. Now that we've established the perfect base, it's time to amplify its power with a carefully orchestrated symphony of muscle-igniting compounds. The broth alone is potent, but to bypass anabolic resistance, the deafness of aging muscles, you must provide the precise amino acids that speak the language of protein synthesis. Chief among them is leucine, the master key that tells your muscle cells, grow, repair, rebuild. Just a half cup of lentils, a scoop of white beans, or a generous serving of Greek yogurt stirred into this golden broth can deliver the leucine necessary to flip the switch in your thigh and calf muscles, sending them a clear, unmistakable signal to regain their strength. Next, we address the silent fire of inflammation that often erodes mobility faster than muscle loss itself. Turmeric and ginger are your microscopic firefighters. The curcumin in turmeric, when paired with a pinch of black pepper, becomes almost supernaturally bioavailable, flooding your body with anti-inflammatory signals that calm the joints and tissues. Fresh ginger adds precision, blocking the enzymes responsible for chronic inflammatory damage. Combined with your bone broth, They transform a simple meal into a biochemical command center that tells your muscles and connective tissues, stop breaking down, start building up. But no symphony is complete without its conductor, vitamin C. Citrus peel, a few slices of bell pepper, or a handful of berries not only support collagen cross-linking in bones and tendons, but also stabilize the amino acids extracted from your broth, ensuring they reach every fiber of your legs. Without vitamin C, much of this meticulous effort would falter. Finally, consider healthy fats your silent enablers. A drizzle of extra virgin olive oil or a few crushed walnuts added at the end of cooking doesn't just improve flavor. It enhances absorption of fat-soluble compounds and provides critical building blocks for hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, which are essential for muscle repair and energy in those over 60. When you combine these elements, bone broth extracted to perfection, leucine-rich legumes or yogurt, anti-inflammatory turmeric and ginger, vitamin C for collagen, and healthy fats for hormonal support, you are no longer just eating a meal. You are sending a direct, unambiguous command to your body: rebuild, strengthen, protect. This is the roadmap to reclaiming your legs, your independence, and the confidence to walk through life without fear. If you're ready to start your first batch of this supercharged mobility restoring broth, comment yes below and let us guide you step by step through the 48-hour ritual that will rebuild your strength from the inside out. While the bone broth provides the structural lumber for your recovery, your aging body has developed a stubborn biological wall known as anabolic resistance. This is the tragic reason why a steak that builds muscle in a teenager often does nothing but strain the kidneys of a 70-year-old. To break through this wall, your soup needs a specific symphony of molecular keys to signal your DNA that it is time to rebuild, not retreat. We begin with the most potent anti-inflammatory duo known to science: half a teaspoon of turmeric paired with exactly 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Without the piperine in that pinch of pepper, the curcumin in the turmeric remains locked away, useless. But together they reduce muscle inflammation by 40%, clearing the biological wreckage so new growth can finally begin. Next, we grate in fresh ginger during the final 20 minutes of cooking. This isn't merely for flavor. It is to activate the gingerols that directly stimulate muscle protein synthesis pathways, mimicking the biological effects of resistance training at a cellular level. But the true master switch of this remedy is the addition of just half a cup of white beans or lentils. These humble legumes are the richest source of leucine, an essential amino acid that acts like a biological spark plug. In an older body, protein is often ignored by the muscles unless leucine is present to flip the on switch for growth. Research shows that combining collagen-rich broth with these legumes increases muscle synthesis by 50% more than either ingredient alone. To transport these nutrients into the deep, starving fibers of your legs and core, we add a handful of spinach or kale at the very end. These greens are packed with nitrates that convert into nitric oxide, widening your blood vessels and shuttling those precious amino acids into the cells that need them most. To protect these hard-won gains, we introduce sliced shiitake or lion's mane mushrooms. These are your hormonal guardians, providing the vitamin D and beta-glucans necessary to suppress cortisol, the stress hormone that literally eats your muscle tissue when you are under pressure. We finish this biological masterpiece with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil and a dash of true Ceylon cinnamon just before serving. The oil fuels your mitochondria, the aging engines within your cells, while the cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity by nearly 30%, ensuring that every nutrient in this bowl is driven into your muscles rather than stored as fat. You aren't just eating a meal, you are conducting a masterclass in molecular biology. Each ingredient is a note in a choir, and when they sing together, they create a resonant frequency of health that your body hasn't heard in decades. You are no longer just surviving the passage of time. You are providing your body with the precise intelligence it needs to thrive once again. What we are discussing here transcends mere nutrition. It is the profound science of the symphony, a concept researchers at Harvard Medical School call nutrient synergy. To understand why this soup works where supplements fail, you must realize that your body does not perceive nutrients in isolation. In the biological world, 1 + 1 does not equal 2. it equals 10. When you consume the collagen peptides from the bone broth alone, your body might simply burn them for energy. But when those peptides meet the leucine from your legumes, a miraculous transformation occurs. The leucine acts as a master architect, shouting a command to your DNA to stop burning these materials and start using them to reconstruct the sagging walls of your muscular frame. Without this specific synergy, up to 60% of the protein you consume after age 60 is simply wasted, flushed away by a body that has forgotten how to build. But the most breathtaking revelation lies even deeper, within the realm of your body's hidden reserves. For decades, the medical establishment believed that once you reached 70, your ability to create new muscle was gone forever, leaving you only to manage what remained. Science has now proven them wrong. Tucked away inside your muscle tissue are dormant sentinels known as satellite cells. These are your muscle's own stem cells, the seeds of new growth that have been locked in a deep slumber since your youth. Breakthrough research from Stanford has revealed that the specific combination of bone morphogenetic proteins found in properly simmered marrow, paired with the vitamin D from your mushrooms, acts as a biological key. This soup doesn't just repair old, tired fibers. It wakes up these sleeping sentinels and signals them to divide and create brand new muscle tissue. This creates what scientists call an anabolic environment, a sanctuary of growth in a stage of life usually defined by decay. By flooding your system with anti-inflammatory molecules from ginger and turmeric, you are muting the catabolic noise, the biological signals that tell your body to tear itself down. You are effectively flipping a switch from a state of destruction to a state of creation. This is why centenarians in Okinawa or the mountains of Bulgaria remain strong enough to work their fields until their final days. They weren't just eating, they were unconsciously conducting this same molecular orchestra. You are now standing at the threshold of that same ancient wisdom. Back now that the molecular blueprint is laid bare, the transformation rests entirely in your hands. This is no longer a theoretical lecture. It is a clinical protocol for your survival and a ritual of self-reclamation. To honor the chemistry of these ingredients, you must respect the sequence of the final assembly with the precision of an artisan. When you heat your 2 cups of liquid gold, never allow a microwave to touch it, as its chaotic radiation can shatter the delicate protein structures you have worked 48 hours to extract. Instead, let it warm gently on the stove. A slow awakening of nutrients. This is where the timing becomes a sacred dance. Hard vegetables, like carrots or celery, go in first for 15 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, add your mushrooms and legumes. In the final 5 minutes, wilt your greens and add your fresh herbs. This precise countdown ensures that not a single enzyme is lost to overboiling, and every nitrate remains intact to fuel the rivers of your blood flow. This protocol is a living thing, adaptable to the unique needs of your body and soul. If you find bone broth too heavy, you can create a mineral-rich vegetable essence using kombu seaweed, dried mushrooms, and miso paste, achieving a significant portion of the anabolic benefit while honoring your dietary choices. For those with sensitive digestion, start slowly with the broth alone, allowing your system to relearn how to process such high-density nutrition. But regardless of your chosen variation, the secret lies in the unyielding power of consistency. This is not a 30-day challenge or a temporary fix. It is a daily non-negotiable ritual, as vital as the air you breathe or the water you drink. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated. Every month you spend in hesitation is another month where you surrender 1% of your physical strength to the void. That loss compounds, quietly moving the finish line of your independence closer until it is out of reach. Look at the people like Tom, Susan, or James who chose to act. They were not born with exceptional genetics. They simply decided that their freedom was worth a daily bowl of soup. Your muscles are waiting for the signal to rebuild. They are ready to carry you through another 20 or 30 years of life if you simply provide the materials they crave. Go to your kitchen. Talk to your local butcher. Start the fire. Your future self is waiting to thank you for the strength you are about to reclaim. One bowl at a time, you are not just eating, you are coming home to your own power. As we bring this journey to a close, take a moment to look at your hands and feel the subtle strength within your own frame. What we have discussed today is far more than a culinary recipe. It is a formal declaration of war against the perceived inevitability of decline. For too long, society has whispered that aging is a one-way street toward frailty, that the loss of our muscles, our balance, and our freedom is simply the tax we must pay for the gift of a long life. But the science of nutrient synergy and the dormant power of your own satellite cells tell a far more defiant story. You are a biological masterpiece, capable of profound renewal at any age, provided you have the wisdom to send the right signals to your DNA. The bowl of soup we have designed together is a bridge between two futures. On one side lies the fear of a sudden fall, the anxiety of becoming a burden, and the quiet, crushing sadness of watching your world shrink as your physical capabilities fade. On the other side is the vitality of a life lived entirely on your own terms, the ability to hike through a forest, to dance at a wedding, to carry your grandchildren with ease, and to stand tall with a spirit that refuses to be diminished. This transformation does not require a miracle. It requires the quiet, persistent steam of your kitchen and the patience of a 48-hour simmer. It is an investment that pays dividends in every confident step you take and every task you complete without needing to ask for help. The profound lesson to draw from this is that your biology is not a static fate. It is a dynamic, ongoing conversation. Every ingredient you choose and every ritual you maintain is a word spoken to your cells. The application for your life today is simple. Start where you are, but start now. You do not need to be a master chef or an athlete to begin. This weekend, make it your mission to source those marrow bones. Let the scent of roasting collagen fill your home. Understand that as you stir that pot, you are acting as your own pharmacist, extracting the literal fabric of your future independence. Consistency is your greatest ally. One bowl a day is the boundary line between a decade of decline and a decade of defiance. Your body is listening, and it is ready to respond to the nourishment you provide. I would love to hear from you, as your perspective is the heartbeat of this community. If you could regain the physical strength and confidence of your younger self for just one day, what is the very first activity, hobby, or place you would go back to enjoying? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below so we can all be inspired by your vision. If you found this information valuable and want to join us on this mission to reclaim senior vitality, please consider subscribing to ElderFit Nutrition. Your support is what gives us the motivation to keep digging into the research and bringing these life-changing truths to light. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.